It's Saturday, February 12th, 2022. I'm TC Kirkham, and this is the Kirkham Report. Hey all, welcome to the Kirkham Report. I'm TC Kirkham. I want to apologize for missing last Saturday. Things were going on and I didn't feel that well last weekend, so we didn't get around to doing it. I do apologize, but we're back with more stuff. I've got a few new things I haven't done yet that'll be premiering on this week's show, plus the usual shout out and artists you should know and such like that. But let's kick it off with a few more new 45s on Out of the Box. I picked up a couple of new releases from Enjoy the Ride Records last week. They're both 7-inch long play singles, and both of them have multiple songs on them. I've had very good luck with Enjoy the Ride Records. I have not had the same kind of luck I have with craft recordings. We'll go into that. I've been into that. The first one is this one. It's the iGeneration EP from MC Lars. This features 4 songs that were recorded in the early 2000s, including Download This Song featuring Jared Reddick of Bowling for Soup. It also does Feel Good Incorporated. Download This Song became a very popular song on the old podcasting service Mevio. Adam Curry promoted it, and I used it on a music show that I was running at the time for a brief period. It was a song that was basically designed to be downloaded because so many companies are not allowing that, and it was crazy, but it's great stuff, and it was great tunes to listen to. The other one is from the Superstation. They present iconic 1990s theme songs. They've done several of these, I guess, over the years. This is the first one I've picked up. It includes their covers of And Days Go By, Everywhere You Look, theme from Saved by the Bell, Hey Dude, the theme from Captain Planet, Go Go Power Rangers, theme from Beverly Hills 90210, Closer to Free, You're Standing on My Neck, the theme from King of the Hill, Boss of Me, I'll Be There for You, and As Long as We Got Each Other, all performed by the Superstation. They are a band out of Marietta, Georgia, and Enjoy the Ride has released a number of their items. So they're all pretty fun covers. Now, let's get to the bulk of this. I still haven't gotten all of this stuff in Discogs, and I really need to. More 45s from two hip chicks, Dawn and Mary. Purchased most of them through Johnny's Wednesday auctions. Have a few competitors out there. I don't mind. It's fun. Sometimes I don't bid because I have too many of them already. Ooh, I just noticed this terrible little dust on my shirt. Danhausen would not be very happy, Hausen. I have a few competitors out there, and I don't mind that. Like I said, I don't get everything because sometimes there's just not titles that don't intrigue me enough or titles that I already have. And believe me, buying these sets from Don and Mary and also buying some from Adam, I've ended up with like 4 copies of certain things. I really only wanted one. So eventually they're either going to be sold or they'll go out for VCLT or something. And that's going to be interesting to see. In any case, let's get to it. The first one is not in the right sleeve, but I do want to talk about it for a minute. It is a 1976 release from Elvis Presley, For the Heart. However, the back of it has a blank label. It is believed that the song is Hurt, also by Elvis, but I find that interesting. I've never seen that happen. I couldn't find it listed in Discogs with a mislabel, so it'd be interesting. Eric Clapton and his band with Promises and Watch Out for Lucy. I already had this. Different label, though, so that's going to be a different pressing plant, so that's cool. Telephone, Long Distance Love Affair, and Wish You Were Here Tonight from Sheena Easton. Another copy of Do That To Me One More Time by the Captain and Tennille, backed with Deep in the Dark. Chasing the Wind and Only Time Can Heal the Wounded from Chicago. I do not have this, so that's good. Most of the other ones I didn't have. Sea of Love by Phil Phillips, backed with It's Only Make Believe by Conway Twitty on the Collectibles label. Always good quality sound on those. Ooh, this is hard to read. I hate it when they use silver on black because the silver always disappears eventually. Rock and Roll Angel and Ragtop from the Kentucky Headhunters. That's obviously country. Promo, white label promo of Mary Goes Round from Ready for the World. Here in the Real World and Blue-Blooded Woman from Alan Jackson in a nice Arista glossy sleeve. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Very cool. The Longest Time and Christy Lee from Billy Joel. Oh, here we go with the silver print again. Battleship Chains and Golden Light from the Georgia Satellites on the 80s Elektra label. I always thought this label was plain. I always liked the butterfly label better. Another white label promo, God Will from Lyle Lovett. This one also happens to be on blue vinyl. I'm not a big Lyle Lovett fan, but blue vinyl I will take. Also a promotion copy, not a white label. Dean Martin and My First Country Song from his late 70s, early 80s. Probably this from the label. I'd say this was. Let's see what year this is. From the Nashville Sessions album, in 1983, written by Conway Twitty. Big Dean Martin fan. Miracles and With Your Love by Starship. These are a gold standard flip from Grunt Records. Quite possibly the most grungy, disgusting, offensive label. Just from the design and everything. Neil Diamond and He Ain't Heavy, He's My Brother. And Free Life. I was unaware he'd recorded that, so interesting on an old uni label. Mike Curb Congregation, Burning Bridges, and We'll Sing in the Sunshine. Oh, I didn't hear what the Dawn never tells me what's on the flip sides. She always goes the main ones, but Burning Bridges from the movie Kelly's Heroes. Of course, Mike Curb went on to become the Lieutenant Governor of California before founding Curb Records. Always still involved in stuff too. He still has Curb Records out there, still involved. One Bad Apple and He Ain't Heavy, He's My Brother by the Osmonds. That one, look at that. That got a lot of use. Look at the ring wear on that. Save Your Kisses for Me and I'm About to Do It Again by Margot Smith. 1976, I'm actually wondering, I haven't listened to this yet, if this is a version of Brotherhood of Man's song that was the Eurovision winner that year. I'll have to check that, because that was a big hit around the world, including America, where it hit number 27 on the pop chart, number 1 on the AC chart. Sir Duke and He's Mr. Know-It-All from Stevie Wonder. This is one of my favorite Stevie Wonder songs. Tribute to Duke Ellington, of course. Bluegrass Festival in the Sky and Fox on the Run, Not the Sweet Song, by country singer Tom T. Hall. Great story songwriter. A couple of Petula Clarks here. The Other Man's Grass is Always Greener and At the Crossroads on that mid-60s bland, yucky Warner Brothers label. The same with this one. A Sign of the Times and Time for Love. I really hate that label. It's so colorless and bland. Diamond Girl and Wisdom from Seals and Crofts. That's a little better. That's the label I know from most of my childhood from Warner Brothers. Heaven on the Seventh Floor and Do You Want My Love from Paul Nicholas. Whoops. Whoops. Keep It Coming, Love. Baby, I Love You from KC and the Sunshine Band on their customized TK label. So many of the labels from the late 70s are not in the business anymore, which is a shame. But those of you who do not know me, this is my all-time favorite song. So I already have it. I have it single. I have the album. I talk about Jerry Rafferty on Influencers one of these days. Baker Street and Big Change in the Weather on the flip side. Baker Street is my #1 song of all time. One of the best songs ever. The Doors and Light My Fire and Love Me Two Times on Elektra's Spun Gold Classics label. Rocket Man and Susie Dramas on Elton John. This is the only Elton I've ever had on the old Uni label before it was merged into the MCA parent label. This is where he started. Jimmy Buffett, Margaritaville, and Miss You So Badly. One of my bucket list things, no pun intended, because the name is him, is to see Jimmy Buffett in concert. I'm not a big fan, but everybody says it is a trip and a half to do. So, that's one of the big things I gotta say is I gotta be able to say I saw Jimmy Buffett live once, just because I think it'd be a lot of fun. Reunited and Easy as Pie, Peaches and Herb. This is like the third copy of this I've got in the last few weeks from Dawn and Mary, I think. Hopelessly Devoted to You by Olivia Newton-John, back with an instrumental version of Love is a Many Splendid Thing, both from the Grease soundtrack. John Denver, Rocky Mountain High and Spring. Another Ringwire there that's a lot of play, obviously. Help Me Make It Through the Night and When Michael Calls from Sammy Smith. I'm not sure I have, and the sleeve is obviously wrong. It says Take It to the Limit, so obviously there was an Eagles single in here at one time. This was, I think this is the only single I have on the Mega label. I had an album on the Mega label. I'm not sure if I still do. I don't know this band, so it'll be a new one for me. I'll know her when I see her, and Heroes from Cooper Brothers Band. It's on Capricorn, which usually indicates it's a southern rock sounding song, since Capricorn was also home to Marshall Tucker Band and a number of other country rock songs. This is a white label promo that's been marked up to crap by the record, the radio station that had original possession of it. It says for radio station only, and it's a rare one because it has different songs on each side. This is from 1980, Eddie Rabbitt and Driving My Life Away. Flip side is Pretty Lady, and this came from radio station KHAD. Don't know where that is. They received it 6/21/1980, according to the date on the label. Well, that seems a bit late for that song because it was from Rhodey, and I thought they came out earlier than that. Also, is this a white label? It is. Susie Boggess and All Things Made New Again on Capitol Nashville. Crazy in the Night, Barking at Airplanes, and Oliver, Voice on the Radio from Kim Carnes, owned by Donna at some point. Cupid, I've Loved You a Long Time medley and Pipe Dream from the Spinners. This is from 1980 or so. That made it worse. Let's go the other way. There we go. Atlantic Oldie Series, Wind Beneath My Wings and Under the Boardwalk, both from Beaches by Bette Midler. And finally, Alan Jackson and Chattahoochee Club Mix and Mercury Blues on Eris in Nashville. So that's the latest from Dawn and Mary and Two Hip Chicks. I've got more coming. Stuff hasn't arrived yet. I'll have more next week. Also this week I got some awesome VCLT from my friend Katie over at Vintage and Vinyl. Here is her card. Vintage and Vinyl is a great channel where Katie does all kinds of things. She's involved in the vintage community. She's also involved in the vinyl community, and mostly specializing in 50s and early 60s music. She is terrific. And Katie calls her VCLT friend mail, so I got some friend mail from her. And she said, "This is just a little friend mail for your record room. I have the matching one. Thank you for being so supportive of my channel. Looking forward to more vaults." Much love, Katie. Katie, thank you so much. She sent me these awesome hangable little mini records, 2 strings of them. This is what they look like when they're all undone. And when I eventually get this room finished, I will find a way to either hang them or stick them along the wall, because they are so cute, and they each have their own title and label and stuff. It's very cute, and definitely fits the decor of the office and studio. Katie, thank you again so much for that. I really appreciate it, and I can't wait to see them up on the wall. It's so great. Thank you again. If for those of you who haven't checked her out, please check out her channel at Vintage and Vinyl on YouTube, or vintage_and_vinyl on Instagram.
There is a house in New Orleans, called the Rising Sun, and it's the ruin of many a poor boy. And God, I know I'm one. She's on my new blue jeans.
I am going to bet that 99.5% of my audience have never heard of Dylan Zangwill. I will also bet that within the next year and a half, more than half of that audience of this show will know who he is. Dylan first came to my attention as a contestant on the 2021 edition of America's Got Talent. He didn't make it into the full show, but he was on the auditions and he made it into a special audition show. This 15-year-old from suburban Philadelphia is mind-blowingly good. And not only does he specialize in doing some incredible classic rock covers, he's also a songwriter and has released his first original single, Open Door, which is available on Spotify, Amazon Music, and everywhere else you listen to streaming music. This kid is bringing back the rock and roll in front of, whether he's playing his guitar, his piano, or that gigantic Hammond organ you can see in the clip here. He is just an amazing vocalist, and I have no doubt he's going to be a major rock star. Dylan has been performing at his parents' brewery for a number of years. He also has a younger brother named Zane, who is also into music and will probably be singing in the near future. I just think Dylan is incredible. The voice, the style, everything around him says stardom. He's currently working on his first album. He's been recording for the last few months. Open Door is the first teaser single from that album. And some of the stuff he's put up, I mean, it ranges in style from, in addition to what you've heard on House of the Rising Sun, it also, his cover of Putting Somebody to Love is mind-blowing. He also performed the national anthem recently at a recent sporting event in Philadelphia, and also has been on Philadelphia television doing Christmas stuff for their Christmas celebration. He's a kid you should keep an eye on. I think by the time he's 20, he's going to be a superstar. And I mean, he's only 15 right now. He was 14 when he was on AGT, and there's just no stopping this kid. He's he's a delightful person when you hear him interviewed. He is an amazing, powerful vocals for so young. And if he keeps this up, there's nothing that's going to stop him. So take a look, keep an eye out, and check out Dylan Zangwill. There'll be a link in the show notes, as always. Listen to his covers, listen to what he's done, check him out on Instagram, and I have a feeling I will convince you that Dylan Zangwill is an artist you should know. Couple shows ago, I tried to give you an overview of what this was going to be like. So it's going to be fun. I have years and years and years of personal top 30, top 35, top 40, top 75 charts around. And these are all made from personal taste, what I was playing, what I was listening to. And I decided it would be fun this week to debut this feature to go back 40 years. Yeah, 40 years. That's scary. So we're going to flip back, jump into the Wayback Machine, and go to the week ending February 13th, 1982, on the Kirkham Report, excuse me, and just run down what they are. You may have heard of them, you may not have heard of them. Some of these are eventually going to pop up on Obscuria, I'm sure, but, there'll be a lot of interesting stuff there. There were 6 debuts on the chart that week. Daddy's Home by Cliff Richard debuted at number 21. Bobby Sue by the Oak Ridge Boys debuted at number 25. Should I Do It by the Pointer Sisters debuted at number 27. Kiss debuted at number 28 with A World Without Heroes. It was their peak position. They were only on the chart for 1 week. Debuting at number 29 was a song that would become anthemic for the 80s, 867-5309 Jenny by Tommy Two-Tone. And at number 30, debuting, Eddie Schwartz and All My Tomorrows. The top 20 on the Kirkham Report chart for the week ending February 13th, 1982 looked like this. At number 20, former number 1, George Benson and Turn Your Love Around. Number 19 on its way up the chart, Love Is All Right Tonight, Rick Springfield. Number 18 on its last week on the chart, having peaked at number 14, Barbra Streisand, Coming In and Out of Your Life. Number 17 was Blue Moon with Heartache by Roseanne Cash. Not a really big pop hit, although she did get some AC and country airplay with that song. Number 16, another country song that got some crossover play, Only One You by T.G. Shepherd, which was up from number 20. At number 15, Irene Cara and her first single from her debut solo album, Anyone Can See. Number 14 was Love Will Always Make You Cry by Rex Smith. There's a name you haven't heard for a while. Number 13, after peaking at number 6, Air Supply and Sweet Dreams. Number 12 was Paul Davis and Cool Night. It peaked at number 5, I believe. And at number 11, Sheena Easton and You Could Have Been With Me. You Should Have Been With Me, which was up for number 13. My top 10 is more recognizable, I think, for most people. At number 10 that week was Someone Could Lose a Heart Tonight by Eddie Rabbitt. It was up for number 12. At number 9, The Cars and Shake It Up. Number 8 was Waiting for a Friend by Rolling Stones, up from number 15. That's always been one of my favorite songs by the Stones. I'm not a monster Stones fan. I like some of their stuff over the years, but Waiting for a Friend, Miss You, and a few other ones are on the top of my list. I love that song. Number 7 was a song called Introductions from Stars on 45. It was a medley of song intros, much like the Venus intro that they have on the Beatles medley that they hit number 1 with about 8 months earlier. But this is all like different song openings all blended together into a dance mix. It was great. It would eventually hit #1 on the chart. Number 6 was Leader of the Band by Dan Fogelberg. Number 5, down from #1 the previous week, I Can't Go For That, No Can Do by Daryl Hall and John Oates. Number 4, the Lover Boy, up from #7 and working for the weekend, a song that you still hear every Friday on all kinds of top 40 pop stations and also classic rock stations for the drive home. Number 3, Centerfold from the Jay Giles Band. Number 2, for its 3rd straight week, beautiful ballad called More Than Just the Two of Us by Sneaker. It was the only top 40 hit the band ever had, and it didn't get nearly as high on the national chart. And moving into the #1 spot on February 13th, 1982. And boy, does this show off my mindset, then and now, was Pac-Man Fever by Buckner and Garcia. It was only in its 3rd week on the chart and jumped up from 10 to 3 to 1 in just 3 weeks. It would be #1 the following week, too, if I'm not mistaken. So the #1 song on the Kirkham Report 40 years ago this week was a novelty song about a video game, Pac-Man Fever by Buckner and Garcia. I have all kinds of crazy charts coming up in the near future for you, and I hope you enjoy this feature. And if nothing else, the titles will hopefully ring a bell, and you'll like, wow, I haven't heard that for a long time. Next week, another chart or something therein. This week's shout out goes to a pair of miscreants that everybody seems to really enjoy, even though they can be quite insulting, even rude in some cases. But it's kind of done with a tongue-in-cheek and a little bit of sly humor. And scarily enough, they've infected 2 separate channels, the channel of their own and the channel of the person who makes the videos. Their names are Penge and Derrick. Penge is a penguin. Derrick is, I think, supposed to be a lion. He's not a bear. I'm not sure what what Derrick is supposed to be. But Penge and Derrick are the brainchild of Static Traveler, and both stations, Penge and Derrick, have their own non-VC channel, which is just humor, and then of course when they appear on Static Traveler's channel, they are usually royally roasting and skewering members of the VC on it, and always to some amount of humor, even if it's kind of mean-spirited sometimes. But then again, it is meant in fun, right? I mean, you can tell there's a wink and a nudge, because let's face it, who can take 2 stuffed animals seriously? Really? I always get a kick out of Penge and Derrick, whether they're doing VC stuff or comedy stuff. I find them funny and entertaining. Some people don't seem to get it, and others do. I mean, from the look of the comments on their various videos, I think people get the fact that they're all in fun. I don't think I've ever seen anybody be really offended by some of the things they've said about VC people. But then again, I haven't really seen Davis Winchester or James Ono or any of those guys from Rachel's talk show ever commenting over there, so I don't know. In any case, if you haven't checked them out, you should. They do straight comedy on Penge and Derrick, their own channel, and they do VC-oriented comedy / roasting on Static Traveler's channel. I'll have a link to both of them over there. And while I'm at it, Static Traveler, one of the best dudes in the entire VC. His knowledge of music is incredible, and obviously he loves poking fun at his fellow VC members. So shout out of the week goes to Penge and Derrick. And boys, do me a favor, don't skewer me for this, okay? Or maybe you should. Might bring my subscriber count up, I don't know.
Classic.
Okay, in the back page today, let's talk about Billboard. Billboard is the music Bible of America. It has been published since 1899, I think, or something like that. And it's, of course, its Hot 100 has been in existence since 1958, I believe. And before that, it was top singles in stores. I have all the, most of the books from the Whitburn collection that calculate and keep track of all the charts over the years because I'm a chart fanatic. I've had a subscription to Billboard most of my life. Not always. Sometimes it just wasn't affordable because it's an expensive magazine. But over the last decade, I've had a subscription. And of course, they've gone to this kind of weird ersatz thing where the published versions are only happening like 18 times a year, and the rest of the time it's all online. So you only get like every third Hot 100 in the hard copy. But more to the point, dealing with their subscription people has been a freaking nightmare. My subscription was up at the end of January. I went in trying to do some research for what I was going to do on the cover story last week, and I still haven't been able to do it. Why? Because I can't get into Billboard Pro. Now, I got a notice from them saying that they couldn't renew my subscription. It's on auto renew. And that my credit card had expired. And I'm like, oh crap, I've got it on the wrong card. I just got a new one. I haven't changed the date. So I went over to the site, got in there, went into the area, added the new card with the new date on it, and saved it. And I wrote to them. I said, I put the new card in. I've changed that. I'm sorry. I didn't realize I was running out. Here's my new card. Can you process the subscription? Week goes by. Almost 2 weeks goes by. I write them again. I said, Billboard, what's going on? I still can't get into Pro. I still can't get into anything. I put my card in there 2 weeks ago that gave me no option to update the subscription. I wrote to you saying it needed to be updated, that the card had been fixed. And let me know what's going on, because I want to get this going. I need access to Pro for all the other stuff that I do for the VC and everything else that I do online. This is not, like I said, it is not a cheap magazine to get. It's $199 a year, I think, something like that. And for all the Pro access and stuff. And I'm like, dude, let's get this done. I put the new stuff in 2 weeks ago. 2 days later, I get an email back from Billboard subscription department answering the first email. Please put your new card in the system. Well, no shit, Sherlock. I already did that. So I wrote them back. I said, I've already written to you now 3 times that the card is in the system. It does not give me an option to click on it and update the subscription. What am I supposed to do? Do I go over and redo the subscription? Is there a reason I should have to do that when I have been a subscriber for damn near 2 decades? Really? I'm like, this is just getting ridiculous. The card has been updated. Everything is there. Charge my card and give me back my Pro status. That was 5 days ago. I haven't heard squat from Billboard's subscription service. So I am still sitting here now, almost 3 weeks after my subscription ran out, with no access to Pro. I have been saying for years that Billboard magazine is a joke anymore. It's still great for news, music news, but the charts became a joke when SoundScan activated in 1992, and they became an even bigger joke when instead of doing separated charts, everybody, they do separated charts, but you've got to dig down to them, and the Hot 100 now includes streaming, YouTube video, everything. The Hot 100 is a freaking joke anymore, and it has been for about a decade, ever since they last updated their system. I don't even pay attention to the Hot 100 anymore. If I'm looking for pop stuff, I go to the radio. What was, at one time, a separate publication called Radio and Records, where their airplay chart is. That's the one that's accurate. I'm like, are you kidding me? Back in the day, Billboard was not a problem to deal with. My mom, when I was a teenager, got it for me for Christmas one year when it was a surprise because it was super expensive for her to do that. All she did was call the number that was in one of the magazines I'd bought at the store and say, "Can you sign up for a subscription? Here's my card number." And 2 or 3 weeks later, it started coming in the mail. Oh my God! To try and update it on their website. Their website sucks anyway. I mean, ever since the redesign 2 years ago, it is impossible to find anything that's older than 2 years old. And it's like, what the hell? So I am not really happy with Billboard magazine right now, and I haven't been happy with the charts for a long time. But I'm even less happy with their subscription department. Guys, this is not rocket science here. The new card is there. Process the subscription and give me back access to my pro account, please. Because you're really pissing me off. And that's back pages for this week. Oh, yeah, one other thing in back pages this week. Does anybody know how to fix a gaming chair? I bought a brand new gaming chair back in February or so of last year. You can see it here. It's in the background. I had it for 2 or 3 months, and the bottom of it started pitching forward, so that it's pointing toward the floor almost. It's like 60-degree angle, like this. I can't sit in it anymore. I have bad knees. I have to be elevated, and barely able to put my feet on the floor in order for me not to be in pain. So when that thing started happening and it started sinking and wouldn't come back up, I had to get a new chair. I ended up getting just a basic office chair that was, designed for portly people like me that won't collapse on me. And it's great, except I don't get the support from the back of it. So my back is always hurting. But I'd love to be able to save this chair because I spent $400 on this chair. And I wrote when it went wonkers, of course, I was just outside the 90-day warranty, and the company is in China, and dealing with them has been impossible. So if anybody knows how I can take this apart and fix these springy things on this and put it back together so Kim can use it, or one of us can use it, it would be a great deal of help. So if you know how to do that, either leave me a comment or write to the email in the show notes and tell me what I can do, because I could really use some help, okay? Thanks for listening. That's going to do it for this week's show. Coming up next week on the Kirkham Report's TKR Video Central channel, I'll have a new episode of Influencers on Tuesday. I'm waiting till February or March to premiere Grooveline. I thought I was going to do it sooner, but I want to really get this mapped out before I try to do it. I will, however, this week be finally premiering Off the Charts on Thursday, and because I realized how much stuff I have, and I can take it out of this show and make this show a little shorter and do something, continue to do some new stuff, original stuff for the channel. I'm debuting Rockin' Reviews as its own show, and that will be Fridays at 4, and it is coming up this week with reviews of a couple of movies and some books and stuff. It'll be fun, and you can take a look at it then. Rank This is coming in March, and it will be on Sundays, and I hope that you will enjoy that as well. In the meantime, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Give me that great big thumbs up for YouTube. My subscription level sucks, guys. I'm at 150 after 18 months in the VC, and I really want to get up there. So, yeah, Penge And Derrick, whatever you can do to get me going up there. Be really big help. So tell your friends I'm here. I enjoy talking with everybody, so please leave a comment. I've had a lot of people commenting on our Obscuria, which you can see every day, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern Time, which is 8 a.m. Pacific Time, and 4, I think it's 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock in Europe. You definitely can take a look at that and enjoy it. I'm just pulling out some stuff. Last week we did Instrumentals Week. All instrumental hits. This week we'll be back to regular stuff. And I also take requests for that. If you've got something that you'd like to hear on Obscuria, you can leave it in the comment section, and I will definitely take a look at it. I enjoy that a great deal of doing those. It's a great deal of fun. I enjoy making time to do the research and put all these little goofy facts on it. I may try out a new format for the show as far as the way it looks in the near future. I've been experimenting with some stuff, but for right now, it'll be the same. So I hope you'll check out Obscuria Vaults every morning at 11 a.m. Eastern. I think that's it for this week. I've had a lot of fun. I hope you'll check out the artists you should know, Dylan Zangwill, and my shout out of the week, Penge And Derrick and Static Traveler. And I will see you again in this forum next weekend, and of course throughout the week of all the stuff I just told you. But until then, until next week, I'm TC Kirkham, the Kirkham Report. I'll see you soon. Ciao, baby.